This is a walkthrough for how to use the metal bender and how to finish your tray. So when you're working on your tray, you need to get 2 boxes drawn on each side, so 4 boxes all together. To do that, you're going to use the square. Make sure that your boxes are 1 inch by 1 inch. After you get those drawn on there, then you're going to use the tin snips to cut out one side of the box. So you want to cut out the top, or cut down with the length of the piece of metal. You're going to do that on both sides. You need to do that side so that way we can bend this correctly. When you come over to this, I need everybody to do this every single time. This metal bender is set to a certain thickness. If when it closes down, you can see here that the teeth close right here. When that closes down, if there's any debris in there, then you are going to squish that debris into the metal. It's going to damage the teeth, which are these pieces, are adjustable for different projects, and you're also going to damage the bottom. So we need to take a broom, clean it off. You do that every single time you walk up to this, just to make sure that nothing is falling in there. When you bring this in here, there's a couple ways that you can make sure that your piece is straight. You want to bring this close to where it's almost closed on your piece of metal, and then you line it up with your two marks. You got one on the right side, one on the left side. Because of the way that we are cutting this, that might not be the most accurate way to get this to be coming out of the machine at a 90-degree angle. So you can use a square to put up against the teeth and make sure that your piece of metal is actually 90 degrees. So that way you don't get a side that's really tall on one side or really tall on the other side. Once you get that square, lock it down in place. These are the counterbalances. These two things, do not push on them. You need to grab the handle at the bottom. You're going to bring this up. There is such a thing as spring back, so we need to go at least 95. Bring that down gently, please. When it's down, go ahead and flip it over. You're going to do the other side. Bring down the piece, or bring down the lock arm gently. Put your triangle on there and make sure you're square. Lock it in. Grab the handle down here. Bring it up to 95 degrees. There's an angle finder right here, so you're going to go up to at least 95 degrees. It will spring back to 90. Release it. Then you're going to come over to this far side. This far side is set up to where there's a gap in the teeth here and then at the very end. This gap is 16 inches, so we're able to put our tray in here. We're going to line up where it's going to bend, so the edge of the teeth, and where it's going to fold up. We want to line that up so that way this tray will come up to it. They'll check it once you have it clamped down. Grab the bending arm. It's only going to let you go to 90 degrees. It's not going to let you go all the way to the 95, so you're going to have a little bit more spring back on this side, which that's fine. We can account for that. So that's what that side just did for me. The first bend I did, bent up the corner, or bent up the end, and then this side bent up the whole length, and because of where I made my slice, it bent up the tab, so that way I can connect it later. I got one more side. Okay, the last part of this, to get this to connect, because our spot welder is not currently in operation, we're going to look at this corner right here. I need to get this to attach itself together. So I'm going to squish it over with my thumb, make sure I'm holding it to where it's a straight corner, and I'm going to cut a little slit. So I cut that little slit. I'm going to do this for each of the sides. And then once I have that slit there, then I'm going to take with the MIG pliers, I'm going to bend the tab. And then I'm going to further bend it all the way down, squish it shut. Now this corner is locked in, so I'll do that to all four corners. All four corners will be locked in. The last step in getting this done before you can get a grade is putting your full name, first and last, and your class hour stamped into it. Just stamp that right into the middle here, and then you can get a grade for it.